He's in town.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Podcast The Sequel, where we discuss the good, the bad, and the continued. My name is Joseph.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Marissa.
I'm Anira.
And on this week's episode, we're going to continue our journey into the Star Wars franchise. Last week, we briefly talked about Episode 1, New Hope, and then had a wide discussion of Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. Can't forgive you for not liking, I know, but that's fine. It's fine. It's all good.
I didn't like it either.
I know.
You didn't like it either.
No, I sound like it on merch. I'm cool with the scene. For the character, merch-wise, I'm kind of like, meh.
I accept.
Meh.
I hope you guys know every time I told Joseph I love you since last week.
Does he say no?
Yeah, he goes,
I just keep sending her the gif of that every single time. Every single time.
I was like, hey, I'm
I
going
know.
to the store. Love you. Be back soon. I know.
It's his revenge. It's the revenge of Joseph.
How dare you hate this?
Well, as we continue our Star Wars journey, this week we'll be talking about Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, or as it was once known, Revenge of the Jedi, which they came out with shirts, posters, everything, until George realized, why would a Jedi really want revenge?
I didn't really think about my entire universe correctly.
Didn't they mention something about revenge in like the prequel movies?
It's Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
No, but they mention like Yoda. I feel like Yoda has like a line or something that says something about revenge. Like revenge is a pathway to the dark side or some shit. I don't know. He says something.
Yeah, probably.
I always
Don't
thought
quote
this
me.
was called Revenge of the Jedi.
I always
I
thought it was
did-
Revenge of the Nerds.
He sounds about right.
That is
Why did
also
they
a
change
movie.
I know.
Why they changed it?
I like Revenge of the Jedi better.
Well, because George thought about it and he was like, a Jedi, a keeper of the peace, isn't going to go out looking for straight up
Nah.
revenge. It's a pathway, like Yoda did say at one point, being like, it's a pathway to the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
It's what technically Palpatine wants Luke to do so he could become his new apprentice, which we will dive into that.
The Jedi needs no such things.
I like how you do the little Obi-Wan thing.
Jedi is basically a Buddhist.
Basically, yeah.
Buddhism.
Buddhism.
Piper.
No.
Tsunami.
She was my
Tsunami.
favorite part of that show.
Yeah.
She was
Best
my
part of
favorite.
the show.
No.
No, I liked what's his name.
Guy
Malfoy's.
Oh, the dad?
the dad?
Oh, yeah, he was pretty good, too.
I loved him. Sorry.
I like the dad up until the very end, but we will not talk about that.
I was fine with everything. I was fine
No.
with all of it.
Somebody's watching. When did they talk about Return of the Jedi? They're just going to,
Yeah.
they're going to White Lotus.
So
for an
anyway,
hour.
in episode 8 of White Lotus, Draco
Joseph.
Malfoy's dad.
Hit us with your budget.
Oh, numbies. $42.7 million budget. It made $482 million in the box office and has a cinema score of an A+.
So this is the second Star Wars movie
Yes.
that has an A+.
Yes. Empire was first, and now Return of the Jedi has an A+ cinema score.
I beg to differ.
I'm certainly not at an A+.
I'm not at an
I'm
A+.
not at an A+.
I
I'm
think
not at
it's-
an F, but I'm not at like an A+.
If
No.
we're
What would you
like-
give it,
Yeah.
I'd give it a B,
Joseph?
maybe B+.
B minus.
I'm there. I'm with you. Like B.
B
I'm in the
minus.
B area.
B minus.
No.
I'm with Marissa.
There are great things about this movie,
And then there's a
the
lot
first
of-
30 minutes of this movie.
I feel like if we're gonna separate each by like 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, I feel like of 4, 5, and 6, this is the worst.
Yes.
Oh, 100%. I agree
Yeah,
with that.
this is
Yeah.
the worst. Out of 1 through 6, I would say it's maybe top 2.
Of the best or top 2 of
Top
the
2. Of the
best?
worst.
Of the worst?
The
Oh,
worst.
Of the
yeah.
worst.
I would
could
say
agree with
2.
that.
I would say 2 is the worst,
I agree
then
with that.
6, and then I don't know. You can trickle from there.
I agree with
However
7, 8,
you
9,
see
yeah.
fit.
I mean, lately I've been like your Phantom Menace on rewatches
Oh, yeah.
more than I enjoy
Dude,
rewatching
I've always liked
Return.
Phantom Menace.
that
Phantom
the
Menace has
first
always
one?
been my favorite.
Phantom Menace is the pod racing. Yeah.
Prequel 1.
Yeah.
Uno.
Phantom
Always
Menace,
been my favorite
Attack
for
of
some
the
reason.
Clones, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back,
Mhm.
Return of the Jedi.
Mhm.
The other
Keep it going.
three
Yeah,
that are
keep it going.
terrible.
I was like,
other-
keep it going.
No, because what is it? It's Rise. No,
It's
Rise.
Rise of
Force
Skywalker.
Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Last
Force
Jedi.
Awakens.
The one that JJ did,
Yeah,
and then
Ryan Johnson did Last Jedi, and then JJ came back
Oh, yeah,
to
that's
do
right,
the
sorry.
Rise of Skywalker. What was it? The Rise of Skywalker?
The Rise of Skywalker.
Even saying that hurts me. Return of the Jedi. I do agree with that list. I do think lately I like 1 more than I've liked 6 lately. There is some redeemable stuff. I've always said I love the third act, the Vader Luke fight towards the end. I like that duel between them more than I like their duel in Empire. Because I feel like there's more at stake. The music's better. It just
The vibes
The
are more
vibe.
immaculate.
He
Dude.
It's-
just he really likes that Ewok party at the end.
Ewok part.
That was the best part, yeah.
I like the Ewok part just because of the helmets that are just like.
Yum nub.
Just cannibalize
Exactly.
stormtroopers, and they're like, "Hey, not us though, right?
No.
No, not the rebels."
Yum nub.
No.
That's what it is. I was trying to think, what is the dish that I like at...
Yum nub.
Yes! I was trying to, like, what's the thing that I like at Disney's Star Wars, whatever it's called, and it's a yum nub.
Isn't it a drink?
The
Is it a
yub
drink?
nub, the yub nub is also a drink in the
Yeah, I was
cantina.
like, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
but I think it's also like a noodle vegan some.
Probably is.
It's probably something I can't eat.
Probably not.
No,
Fantastic.
there's sesame seeds on it, so
Of
sorry.
course. Stop putting sesame seeds and shit.
So Return's also our first time seeing.
So anyway, the adults are talking. Now Star Wars.
Yeah,
Wars,
the
yeah.
adults.
Return's the first time we see Palpatine in live action form, not from a screen or anything like that. He's actually there. He shows up to the second Death Star, not the last either. Shows up, him and Vader are there, and then we unfortunately go back to fucking Tatooine.
Woo!
You know how much you guys love Tatooine?
Oh, I
Love
love it, man.
Tatooine.
Like, I get it because it's Jabba's palace, and but I just fucking hate that planet,
They've
man.
got 2 moons.
Yeah, you hate it. I grew up here.
Or
Shut
2
the
suns.
fuck
2
up,
suns,
Luke.
2 moons. 2 suns?
2 suns.
2 sons.
2 sons. Thank you.
No women.
2 suns, 1 moon.
And no women! There's sand everywhere.
Of course.
In case you wanted to know what the Skywalker, what Luke's family did on Tatooine, do you know their job?
Are they the
It's
same
okay if you
people?
don't. I'm saying
No, I was
because it's
trying
funny.
I was like, I know Anakin and his mom were slaves,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then his uncle and
Uncle Owen.
yeah, and
Aunt Beru.
Beru. I was about to call her Batu. I was like, it's not Batu, it's close. And they had a son, right? No, they did
No.
not.
No, that's why
I
they
don't
took
think
in
they
Luke.
had kids, yeah.
You're right. But they do.
They were moisture farmers.
I'm out.
Can you say that again closer into the mic for the audience?
Moisture farmers.
What's an M word farmer? I
They
hate that
harvest water.
Oh, I
for-
was like, I was like, you inventing a new word?
an M word farmer.
For a second, I was like, yo, hey, yo, dude.
M
That word.
as
Damn.
in Mooney.
Or Marissa.
Yo.
What's up?
The bleep it and make it the boop word farmer.
So they just harvest water on a desert planet?
Yeah.
Sick.
Before they got zapped. Before the Empire came
Before
in
they got
and
dusted.
cooked
dude.
their asses, dude.
Yeah.
No, John Williams.
Continue. You're doing. I love your word picture you're
Word
painting right
picture,
now.
yeah. Jabba's palace. We get Lando, Chewie, Leia are trying to, come up with this great escape to get Han out. Obviously, to get caught. Then we get this slave Leia.
Now,
Thoughts and opinions about that?
hot,
I agree.
hot.
I disagree.
Did Jabba
How
braid her hair?
Hot.
disagree.
Did Jabba braid her hair?
Just,
Someone did. It's probably
the
that,
saliva?
What's
that,
that
that
fucking-
penis-looking dude did it.
either him or the fucking what's the
Salacious
rat
crumb?
little pet
Yeah,
he
that-
has?
The one that laughs. I almost did it. As
Do
a
it.
callback.
The little monkey thing? Or
Yeah,
whatever
Yeah,
it
the
is?
little,
The little
salacious crumb. Yeah, there you go.
It reminds me of the laugh you did at that one
Yeah.
podcast mimicking
That's why
Dude, I 100% believe that thing braided her hair.
the little rat thing just.
Yeah, that's like.
I like the one. So, are you telling me that the one that you buy at Disneyland, that one braids her hair?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, it makes a little noise, sits on your shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing definitely did it.
Not gonna lie, he's my favorite part of that entire scene.
Oh, man.
His little laugh.
love
He's
him, dude.
terrifying.
I love it.
Your favorite part isn't the singing
Jedi
club?
rocks.
The
Yeah.
Jedi rocks. I mean,
You don't love that?
Mine's the Ewoks.
That is pretty fun. Well, which version? We're talking about the original. We're talking about the special edition that added, more scenes to.
I mean, you can tell which is which
Oh, yeah.
because obviously
The-
one is way more animated.
Yeah, one's like totally standing
I
out compared to
feel-
the background.
Me and Ryan were kind of talking about it before you guys got here, and we were talking about the opening scene with Jabba and everything. And I was listening to somebody talk about it, and he was like, "Oh, that opening scene where like it's like however long it is takes
30 minutes.
Yeah, he's like it's totally unnecessary. He's like, you could cut out the entire Jabba sequence and it wouldn't make a damn difference. And I slightly disagree, only because why are we freezing Han in the last one if not to be given to Jabba to do whatever he decides? So we kind of need that we need Jabba in there somehow in order to get Han back. Like it's like basically what is it? What do they call it?
When they're getting Han back?
It's he is and it's a term that I cannot think. I'll think of
MacGuffin?
it. Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
A MacGuffin. And basically like that's the whole reason why we get roped into that whole shit. But I mean, yes, I agree that it is way too long. And like they probably could have compacted some stuff. And absolutely, why the fuck did we need that song and that frog looking thing singing?
Especially when you see the deleted scene, where I'm like, I would way prefer to see Luke build his new lightsaber than just that scene.
Shit!
I don't
didn't
need
even
any
think
of it.
about
Just
that. I would way
it
rather
out.
no. I would rather have that because it's way more interesting in Star Wars lore how he built, because at this point in time the kyber crystals are all like kind of dried up and really hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a synthetic kyber crystal in his Obi-Wan .2 green lightsaber because he took Obi-Wan's plans to like remember him by and as his master.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the only part that I agree with, because like I feel like you kind of need that. Plus, like, I don't know, Jabba's a character, and then like if you didn't have Jabba, you wouldn't get Slave Leia. So you're welcome, 12-year-old boys everywhere. Sorry,
Know what I'm saying?
I ain't complaining
dude,
about
she's
it.
hot.
I wasn't
Girl's
upset
hot.
with it.
Saw her whole ass.
I know it's not
I
your
dug
thing,
it.
but gotta give credit where credit's due. She's the only woman up until this point.
I've been asking you to purchase that outfit for the last 10 years, man. I'm still waiting.
Damn, that would be such
You
a
can
good
wait
gift.
forever.
That would be I mean, he's born in August. That would be a great gift for his birthday.
I think he would
Cool.
enjoy it more if Ryan dressed
no,
up
I
as
guess
Slave Leia than me.
I was like, no, because pool.
Oh.
I was like, no, pool.
Ryan can be Slave Leia.
Slave Ryan.
Just a speedo,
Oh, your
the
Jabba.
speedo version. The
Can I
Speedo
be the
version.
Rancor?
The Rancor, nice pull. Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
I
She asked me, she's like, what is that thing called? I was like, it's the Rancor. I was like, I don't know why I know that, because I don't think they ever say it.
Well, yeah,
It's just
because you
like,
said you knew the
you know
name of
yeah,
the...
and Wicket.
Yeah.
And why do I know it as Wicket?
Yeah.
And I think it was because of the Super Nintendo video game. I want to say that's the first time that they really mentioned it.
Yeah, I didn't know what a Rancor was until I played Battlefront, and that's when they were being more specific about names. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, it has a name now? I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
I only know it from the Book of Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
But they got it from somewhere.
Oh.
Like it was...
I didn't know the name in the movie.
Yeah.
So, I know last episode we talked about Boba Fett, because you said it was
I
your
love
favorite.
Boba Fett.
I think Boba Fett is so lame, especially in this movie.
He has
No
a
purpose.
jetpack.
That
How is
means
he lame?
absolutely nothing. You
Luke
give anybody a
kicks
jetpack.
his ass. Like,
Yeah,
It wasn't even Luke?
He's a little
I thought it was
bitch.
Luke.
Yeah.
Well, he like points his gun at him. Luke's just like, bah!
like
Cuts that gun in half,
It.
and then blonde ass Han, or
Oh.
blind ass Han,
Yep.
just kind of, what?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and then
that's
knocks
the
him
worst
off.
part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just
Like if
that's
Luke
why
would have
I'm
just
like,
done it when
dude.
Mace Windu did to his dad, I would have been like, all right, fuck, that's kind of sick. But then like him, like Han just like knocking into him, he's like, oh
What?
god, and falling
Yeah.
into.
They did
it.
him dirty.
It did him 100% dirty.
My
So-
boy dirty.
And then Disney did it even dirtier. So
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, I like his
Bitch
armor
ass.
better than Mandalorian. The other, I forget what his name is actually.
Django?
No.
His daddy?
oh Mando.
Yeah.
Mandalorian.
He has a name, I just forget what it is. But everyone just
Yeah,
calls
he
him
does
the
have a
Pedro
name.
Mandalorian.
Pascal.
Yeah.
He has a name. What's his name?
Pedro Pascal.
It's
Go ahead and
Give me
look
a
that up.
second.
Put it in the
you guys
comments
look
if you
up,
know
yeah,
it.
If you know it,
Din Djarin.
there you go. Yeah, it is.
Did
Yeah.
Did you have that just... How did you type that? Your hands are full.
I didn't. I
She
know my
used the
boy.
force.
Damn.
She used the
I know
force.
everything that Pedro
Every
does.
character Pedro
Yeah.
plays, she could probably pull.
Shit.
Damn, it's lucky.
Yeah, they did him so
Narcos,
dirty.
go.
Right into the Sarlacc pit.
CIA agent. I don't know. Remember.
Oh.
And then we just assume he's dead. But then like obviously in other legends, obviously the stuff that's not attached anymore, he breaks out, which they do bring it into the show, but like it wasn't very as impactful as I wanted it to be. Absolutely not. I think they could have done that whole thing better. Absolutely, like we talked about this last episode.
Yeah.
So then they blow it up. Jabba essentially dies.
Oh, yeah, he
gets
got
choked out.
Choked out.
Yeah.
Which
And-
like was Leia that strong?
Or is Jabba
Or
just,
did she use the
Or is he
Force?
just that fat?
is Jabba just that slow where you're just like, oh god, like I got
Too many
yeah.
donuts.
She might have used the Force.
She might have,
Did she use the Force?
She didn't.
She didn't even know she had it
She doesn't until later.
until she points her finger and guides the way.
No, actually, we'll get into it in a little bit because it does happen a little bit later after they're saved from the Ewoks and it's nighttime.
Yeah.
He says, "No, and you have this power too, and you will learn to use it as I did."
And she's like, but I don't wanna. And he's
Pretty
like, well,
much.
that's too damn
Essentially.
bad.
Essentially, she is saying that.
Because
Yeah.
then Han comes out and he's like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "I just want to be alone." And then he's like, "What? Would you tell Lucan? Huh?
I think that's like
You're
wild
with
too,
him."
that like Leia basically ends up, to me, Leia ends up like her mom, which is essentially like you have this strong, like independent, like political figure of a woman who's like, you know, like, fuck you, like I'm gonna do my own thing, and like I'm gonna shoot guns and I'm gonna do the thing. And then she's kind of just like, but I love you. Like I am with Mooney because I feel like in this episode we get the same thing as last episode where it's just kind of like, who are you? Someone who loves you. And you're just like,
I agree. I feel like
hate it.
they did somewhat do Leia a little bit of justice in the newer Star Wars movie because now she's General Leia or Organa. Is that her name? General
Yeah,
Organa.
it's the same thing.
General,
Yeah, it's
whatever,
the same,
yeah,
yeah.
it's her last
But
name.
it's like where like with Padme, she tried like her political career after she was no longer the queen of Waterworld, whatever it's called.
Waterworld.
Yeah.
Holy
I
moly.
do agree with
I
Marissa
like
in
that.
that point where it's
Waterworld.
like Leia's like standing up to Tarkin and Vader in the first one.
Yeah.
Basically,
Well, I'm
being
just like, what
Yeah.
a great way to
Yeah.
rope in like women then.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, look at this strong figure as Leia, as a woman. Like, not that I'm like super, you know,
Feminist.
feminist, you know, like I'm not trying to promote that wagon, but I'm just saying like if you were trying to get all kids into it, girls, guys, whoever, like this is a great way to have a really strong female character, especially one of what, like maybe two that ends up speaking in this movie.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also like seeing like Leia from like episode 4 where she, like you said, like she's trying to take on like the Empire and like do things, and then she finds a man and it's like that's my whole personality now.
Yeah, and I hate that that's like that's the one thing that I will say is like more of like my toe into feminism is just like I hate that up until like recently like women's whole thing in cinema was just like, oh, I'm in love now, I have nothing else going on with me, like it can't be anything else, like you're not good at even stuff that is like more like feministic, like baking or whatever, like fashion,
housewife,
whatever. Yeah, like why does it, you know,
Just Leia, what rebellion? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Now I need to make this starship a home.
and then it's just her with an apron, like, you know, dusting
The buns
dusting the Millennium Falcon and putting a flower pot in the middle of the table.
on the chessboard or whatever the fucking game's called.
Oh yeah, the fucking yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
I just wish she would have stuck to her. Like she does a little thing, like she's riding on the bike and she's shooting.
She
the
has
thing.
a gun. She knows how to use it.
But even like when the scene with like she gets knocked off the bike with like the Ewok, like she's very like motherly with it. Like she's very like, it's okay. No, it's not gonna hurt you. Come sit down. Oh, I know your friend. Oh, here's a snack. Like here, it's a little snack. And then she holds its hand. Like it's very motherly. It's very womanly. Like, and I like that because obviously, like, we know that she eventually became a mom, but and that went so great,
That went awesome, right? I
so
mean,
great.
Super cool. Thanks, Luke,
Thanks
for ruining that.
I mean, what are our thoughts on Luke presentation wise? Like, I know the last two we were like, he's a whiny little kid, man. Like, god damn it, still think he's
Still.
whiny in this one. Okay.
He's not as like he's trying to play the I'm wise now and like it's been 4 years and like I know the things now and like I've always sensed it and like I can't. He's my only father. I can't kill him. Like I don't know. But I love Mark Hamill. I think Mark Hamill's greatest strength is voice acting.
Yes.
Favorite Joker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's great.
Great Joker.
Great voice actor. But I feel like he will be known as Luke Skywalker for the rest of his life.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Who else could have played whiny little bitch? I hear he's very nice.
He seems nice.
That's what I hear.
I've never met him, but he seems nice.
Shout out to you, Mark Hamill. Oh no.
No, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm just
like
kidding.
no.
We're just
We're just
making jokes.
Oh.
But then we go back to Dagobah, where Luke pretty much confronts Yoda and Obi-Wan with the whole, why'd you tell me? Yoda just vanishes.
I'm tired of him.
Just
I'll tell you I will not.
yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Takes to his fucking grave, but then he's all of a sudden he's like, oh, yes he is. And it's like, okay, dude, like.
I feel like that's so like reminiscent of like, what is it, 4 or whatever, or is it 4 or 5 where he's just like, train me. I'm not gonna train you. Train me. Okay.
I think someone said that too, and like I never understood until recently how like his death is just being annoyed at all of Luke's questions.
Yeah.
That he just gets annoyed to death.
Yeah.
He's
But
so
why?
easy to convince. He's like the easiest guy to convince to do what he doesn't want to do it. He's like,
He's like, I'm tired. I'm train all these bitches.
it's like your whiny father turned into Darth Vader. You're happy now? You're happy with this information?
You got a fucking sister. Piss
Yeah,
off.
piss off.
And then later on, when he comes back, he's like, "There's fucking books, dude.
There's
Just
books.
fucking-
It's
who gives a
literature.
shit?
Burn it. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
None of these movies matter.
No.
This doesn't make any sense.
There was a whole
Ugh.
library."
I do like Luke telling them though that he won't kill his father, because I feel like that's what pisses me off about Last Jedi, where it's just like that's Luke, where he still believes what Padme kind of says at the end of Episode 3, where it's like there's still good in him, and like he could have listened to Obi-Wan and Yoda, but the fact that he was just like, I can still save him.
Essentially not wrong,
Mhm.
because Darth Vader does show the good in him towards the end of this movie. So he's not 100% wrong, but like, I don't know. I'm more upset of like, you don't fucking know this guy. Like, yeah, he's your biological dad, but you don't know him. And he's fucking evil. He killed your mom. Typically.
She died of a broken heart.
Well, I mean, fuck, choked her that hard, and then, you know, she's got to give out
She
at some
liked
point.
She liked it.
She was into that kinky shit.
Yeah,
Use the force on me.
she was always wearing pearls to bed and shit.
She
That's
was.
true.
Oh, still have a problem with that. So many problems with that. But I don't know. He's not wrong, but
Yeah, but he, because of being also trained by Yoda, he's more in touch with the wisdom side, which is why his lightsaber is green, because that's usually their
because he
blue
put
is the
Yoda's
more.
blood in it.
Well, what is it? Blue is more like the courageous, good.
Yeah.
And the other one is more like spiritually.
Green?
Yeah, green is more.
I didn't even know that the colors meant something.
Mhm.
What
Then
is
what's
purple?
So purple.
That's Samuel L.
Thank
Jackson.
you. Thank you so much.
Purple is Samuel L. Jackson saying, "What about a purple one?" And
Yeah.
then George going, "Think we can make that happen?" And that's that.
Is it really?
That's there's video of
It don't
him
mean
just-
shit?
Literally
Not
behind
his,
the scenes,
yeah.
they're filming Samuel L. Jackson and George Lucas talking. He's like, Why is it green?" He's like, "Well, the good guys are green and blue, and the bad guys are red." And he goes, "Anybody got a purple one?"
Do they have a yellow one?
There is
There's
an
a
orange
yellow.
and yellow,
Yeah.
and
What are those?
It was an orange one.
so the one guy that you see that like the little alien kind of looking guy, he's
They're
around.
all alien looking.
I know, but like he's more orange looking.
Yeah.
Be
He
more
has an orange
specific.
He has an orange
lightsaber. Other
Doesn't Ray have
Ray-
a yellow
Ray had a
one?
yellow one
Ray
at the
has a
end.
yellow one
Yeah.
because Leia had a yellow one, I
Mhm.
believe.
Leia had a
That's
yellow one.
Leia's lightsaber.
So why is Leia's yellow?
It has to do with the kyber crystals.
Mhm.
I need
Do
more
the kyber
information.
crystals mean anything?
That's what. Yeah.
So the reason that Sith's lightsabers are red is because it's a process called bleeding, and it's
Okay.
because you're not in tune with.
Fucked it up, Aculite. You fucked it up.
Is it
Yeah.
the blood of their victims just put into the
No, it's they
lightsabers?
harness the hate and everything, and it like holds in all that hatred and everything, and it's like
I mean, red has also always been seen as like an evil color.
yes.
but it's also the color of love.
but also a power
And also
color.
because it's easier to show, and like
Yeah.
there's a reason why shit was blue and green.
So-
and
Like there's a
stuff.
white one. Ahsoka's white because she's
Yeah.
not.
And a
she's not
darksaber.
I like the
she's
white one.
Between the
So I
Force
have
and
a
the Sith.
question.
Mhm.
Where do they introduce in the Star Wars universe where you get all this information from?
I don't want to say, but there
Is it you don't and you just
I
read
just made it
from
all up. No,
No, I d- no, I
I'm
you just
just
read about it
curious.
somewhere.
Yeah, like there is a a Wikipedia
I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
out.
that
I've been
contains
there,
all
brother.
this
I've
information.
been there.
But there's also all the books and everything that took. I have a couple. That are
couple?
not really to mention, but
Mm-hmm.
there are books that are no longer considered Yes, canon, and then there's some that are, and then there's video games and other pop culture that comes into play with that.
You just put one, like, not recently, like a year or 2 years ago, Fallen Order. You had to have a
Oh,
mission
yeah.
where you have to get the Kyber Crystal, and
It's such a good game.
yeah.
I haven't played the second one yet, but
I hear good things.
it's free on the PlayStation Store, so
I will get that.
eventually when I'm bored of Fortnite.
I never finished
I'll go
the
there.
first one just because it was such a linear path and you couldn't stray from it. And like I'm like stuck at a part. I'm like I can't keep. I have to go. I have shit to do.
I was stuck on a part for 3 hours, and I realized that I don't know how to read a map, so I gave it to Joseph, and Joseph figured it out in 5 minutes. I was like, okay, I'm leaving. Bye.
But it's like you go to another part and you slide. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was like.
It doesn't matter. Reel it in.
Doing the Fallen Order pod now.
But there are books, facts, and one of the major ones that talks about like lightsaber construction is Old Republic.
The Knights of the Old Republic?
Yeah, Star
Yes.
Wars Knights of the Old
Mhm.
Republic 1 and 2.
Is that a TV show game?
No.
It was a
It's a
game.
game.
It was a role playing game where you
Mhm.
get to create your own Star Wars character,
Mhm.
name them whatever you want, interact with people. It's sort of like Mass Effect and
It's my favorite Star Wars
other
game.
things like that.
That was my favorite Star Wars game.
It was good because it goes into the lore and more things that are not
See,
considered.
I think that would make me more interested into Star Wars, because I want to know, like, what if I want a pink lightsaber? How do I get a pink lightsaber?
You can get a pink lightsaber.
Would pink be too close to red, which would mean that you're more Sith-like, though?
So there were Jedis that had red lightsabers because they would harness their powers in certain ways or use different kyber crystals.
Is it
but
like
then,
Slytherin, where it could be evil and also not evil?
yes, but then once the first war happened, I think with like not Plagueis, but around that time, they said, I forget.
See, and I would love to see something with like they talk about Darth Plagueis in.
They tried
You're
with
telling
Acolyte.
me.
And
They
I was
tried.
like, okay, I want to
Oh,
see
we gotta
that
stick
shit.
with the Skywalkers.
Yeah.
Give me but I want to see that shit of like how this all began and like where did this,
He's
you know.
I will say, when they introduced what he looked, because I never knew, I know about him, but I've never actually been like, what does Darth Plagueis look like? And then when they showed him in Acolyte, I was like, damn, he's terrifying.
Ooh, I want to see what he looks like.
He's huge too. He's a giant.
He's literally just like a split second, and that's all you get of him. I don't know if they're getting a season 2 of Acolyte.
No, they're
or
not.
anything.
You can see what it
Well,
looks
there
like
you
on
go.
in
Yeah.
the
They're supposed to
The
do
wiki,
it,
but-
but it got
I'm gonna look that up.
yeah.
You could say technically he's also a semi-father of Anakin, because it was him and Plagueis that were not Plagueis, him and Palpatine that were fucking with the midichlorians and trying to make life out of the Force, and that's where we get Anakin Skywalker and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's literally the final shot
I
of
just hate that
Acolyte.
we wasted.
That's all you see.
he looks like a turtle face.
Yeah.
Have you seen what he looks like in
I have,
Acolyte?
but
Turtle face.
I didn't see what he looked like in the show, like the live action representation of him.
Turtle face.
That's it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the final
The-
shot of
they-
the show.
I'm into
enough,
this.
not all. Just to give him a hint.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was the best part of the whole season. Where
Yeah,
you just from the shadow, you just see the hand first. I'm like, no, fucking do it. And then I see the eye, and I'm like, oh fuck, they did Plagueis. I'm like,
Sick.
if we're gonna do stuff about him, and like we're saying like other stories,
Yeah.
like the Old Republic.
There's
and
so
all- there's,
much
Like,
that
I
you
am
can take.
wanna know
100%
more
in
about.
Star Wars when we're gonna do things that aren't connected to the Skywalkers. Like, you could do so many different things. I would love to see the Knights of the Old Republic series or live action movie, whatever the case may be.
That's why I like Rogue One.
I would love to see Plagueis
Until the very
and
end.
him training Palpatine. Like, that would be cool. That's stuff that I want to see. I don't
wanna
need to see
more
other things.
Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
I will
Give
see-
Qui-Gon his
yeah.
own show.
Yeah.
Give me Qui-Gon.
He's just studying and shit.
You
Yeah,
like
not doing
Qui-Gon that
anything.
much?
Just reading scrolls.
I just like what's his name.
Liam Neeson?
Yes.
But you could deal with like all the shit that happened with like Dooku, and that was his master, and
Liam
the
Neeson's
reason why
awesome.
Qui-Gon wasn't part of the council, because he never really agreed with them. He was probably the smartest of the Jedi because he never was in line with the council's
Give me
views.
Qui-Gon.
I think that's why there's certain people that hate Andor and certain people that love it. And I'm just going off a feeling because, like, it doesn't have to do with the Skywalker shit. So they're like, well, what is the Star Wars universe? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, just do new shit.
Yeah.
Do new shit.
Yeah.
See, that's why I was interested in like the other shows, because it didn't really revolve around the Skywalkers until it did.
It always does. It has
Yeah.
to always have to connect. But it's just Star Wars. Like, I mean, you could even make an example with this one. They make a second Death Star.
Was it this?
That
I
was-
always
yeah.
was confused by that a little
Yes,
bit.
this is my irk about this movie is that we're basically getting 4 again.
They make another Death
Like
Star.
the same Death Star, the same issues with the same Death Star.
There's another hole.
Yeah.
They're
Well, no,
like-
and that's like the funny joke within like when Family Guy does them, where he's just like, "We're like, get this, we're making another Death Star, except for we don't have the trench for this one." He goes, "Well, what about the hole?" And he's like, "Well, there's still a hole."
Still a hole.
It's just like, why? Like, why is there still a hole? And it's just the same thing of like basically like, all right, so we're doing the same shit, running it back again.
And then where'd they get the plans for this one? Because other people had to die for the original plans.
I think
they
somebody
just got
else.
this shit
Somebody,
that
well, no,
easy.
that
Yeah.
was the scene that we
Yeah.
saw where it was the girl, like the second girl in Star Wars is like, oh, so and so got these plans, and everybody's like, oh yeah, and died for them, and
Yeah.
they're like, oh, so sad.
And like this is Palpatine's grand plan. Like
He just loves the Death Star.
Blow it up again.
I'm like, when you really think about it and you break it down, it's like, all right, dude, that's kind of a dumb plan. It's not even done. I'm like, you would think you would make it like a better Death Star, and then you would fill that hole up, and then you're like, all right, bring them. Not like it's not even fully constructed, but hey, it's still fully operational.
Fully operational.
Operation.
I feel like there's like some sort of like Diego Luna, Y tu Mama Tambien joke where his other friend or whatever stole the Death Star plans, and he's the one that died for it all. And
Probably did.
I don't know.
No.
Insert it in there.
So anyway, we're here.
Mm.
We're on Endor now, from what I
Yeah.
can recall.
Oh, with the
No, from our
Ewoks?
storytelling,
Yeah.
as we're yes, with the Ewoks.
Little teddy bears.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
What do we think of the Ewoks?
Terrifying.
So adorable.
Weird.
Did we already hit on this note?
No, I
No,
just said
the-
they're my favorite character.
Yeah.
They're terrifying.
Why?
I
Dude,
always remember
They
seeing
ate
like
those stormtroopers.
Yeah.
I
know
don't
that,
care if
right?
they ate the stormtroopers; they probably deserved it. But they're cute
I mean-
and adorable and cuddly.
are they cuddly? Because they don't look so cuddly.
They don't really look
They
that
look
cuddly.
kind of dirty. They look kind of stinky.
So
You
are
know,
most
so-
teddy bears.
So does Chewie, though.
Yeah. I never said Chewie wasn't.
I'm saying it also him. Throwing him in
Chewie's
there,
just
too.
like
All right,
3 of
hear
them
me out.
stacked high.
I used to still have my teddy bear from when I was a child.
You didn't wash it?
Hell no, I never washed it. I mean, eventually it died, and like the buttons were falling off, and like it died to me. Buttons were falling off, and the stuffing was coming out.
Yeah.
Give it a little funeral.
Yeah, it's like brr, brr, brr.
Burned it like Vader. There's a fire. She's just standing there
Yeah.
looking at it.
But I feel like,
Push
No,
it
she
out
did
into
the
a
push
lake.
out of the water and yeah, the
Shot
arrow.
the arrow, yeah. Little Viking funeral thing.
but I feel
yeah.
like most people don't wash their teddy bears.
I did.
I do now as an adult, but when I was a kid, it went everywhere with me.
Oh, I was
No,
such
you
a
just
little
told her
like
to do
clean
it.
freak. I would wash like everything. I would wash like, and then even when like my favorite toy growing up was an Elmo, and like even when like a hole ripped in the Elmo, I would take a Band-Aid and I would put the Band-Aid over the stuffing.
Why?
My mom knows this because it had a boo boo.
I will say, like, I'm not the biggest clean freak in the world, but Joseph is. Like, if I'm hugging my Ewok
But
to
you
sleep
are.
and I magically have it, like, fall on the floor, Joseph will wash
No, you gotta
that
wash
same
it. It's
way.
on the
Gotta
floor.
wash it.
Touch the
Have to
floor.
touch the floor.
Yeah, touch the floor. Thank you, Joseph.
Touch the lava. You can't
She's
have
the
it.
same way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
related.
Yeah, but then you'll like try something on, and then the next day I'm like,
Fucking
this,
my Leia.
this isn't dirty. All you did was put it on and go, no, I don't want to wear that, and you immediately took it off.
Yes.
Yeah, it already
Thank
got my
you,
oils.
Ryan.
Got my oils
Thank
on it.
you, Ryan.
Got my
I
oils.
literally,
It wasn't on long enough to
Got
wick
my
up all
oils
the
on it.
oils.
literally the other day, I think Joseph tried on a shirt and then he put it on the bed and I threw it on the floor and he's like, "It's dirty now. We have to wash."
Yeah,
I'm
touch
like,
the floor.
But if you're not keeping it, just return it. He's
You know
like,
what
no,
goes
we
on
have
the
to
floor?
wash it.
Our feet.
I
It was
want,
a shirt you were trying on to see if you wanted it.
I just want to talk about Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
Just
anyway.
kidding. I'm joking. I'm fucking around. How dare you like air my dirty laundry, man?
Literally.
Literally. Nice.
Literally.
Nice.
It drives me and Ryan crazy.
Bah! But anyway,
All right, I have a
these
question.
dirty Ewoks.
These dirty. Who thinks C-3PO is a god?
Wild.
Why?
He's the. I hate him.
C-3PO is the most annoying
Yes.
character in
Yes.
Star. I would rather have 50 minutes of Jar Jar Binks saying like,
Ooh, I don't
"You're
know
a
about
big dodo bird,"
I don't know about
than having
Yeah,
C-3PO be
I,
like,
I might disagree
that was
with
a
that
little.
one.
Well, you didn't like
I-
him with his new glow up with the red arm. And
"No,
then-
I
It's
love
glow up.
I love Jar Jar Binks. I don't know why.
Why?
You love him
Why?
because he's not really featured that much in 2 and 3. He's only in one movie.
He's
3PO
a,
is
he's
in
a
like
big
all
dodo
of them.
bird. I love Jar Jar Binks, but I will say my favorite character in this movie is
Emperor Palpatine, isn't it?
no, it's the dude who goes, "It's a trap."
What?
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
nice.
was like, where is
I
this
don't know
going?
his name.
General
Akbar, right?
General
Yeah,
Akbar,
yeah, I was
yeah.
like,
He is he is my favorite
It's a
character
trap.
in this one.
It's a trap.
If Jar Jar was in 456, I think I would enjoy 456 a lot more.
He was still alive.
But he wasn't in it.
Well, I mean, they never go back to Naboo. They forget about the planet.
They actually,
Instead,
they
they go to
actually
Tatooine a
inserted
million
him in
times.
the end. He was a Force ghost at the end. He was sitting right next to.
Did Robot
Danny.
Chicken do that one?
Oh, did they?
He goes up to me
Yeah.
like, what the hell? He's like,
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah, I think they did actually.
same
That sounds
wavelength.
very familiar.
Thank you, Seth Green.
So I have a question,
Yeah, go for it.
somewhat related to Star Wars, but also looking outside of Star Wars. There was another sci-fi movie that came out around the same time as Star
Was it
Wars.
Star Trek?
No,
Star Trek was a shit.
no. It's
Outside movie.
one of Joseph's favorite movies, but the remake. You have Dune. Came out around the same time as
Oh,
this movie. Okay, so Dune has their weird little... I've never seen the original Dune movies.
I was
I've
just-
only seen the new ones. But Dune has the weird little sandworm thing
Mhm.
in the new ones. I know what they look like in the new movies.
Yeah.
And then in Star Wars Return of the Jedi, you have...
The Sarlacc.
Yes,
Sarlacc,
that one.
yeah.
Who copied who?
George
If
copied,
they did
George
copy
copied
anyone.
the Dune books.
Yeah,
He
I would
did,
say
I don't want
that.
to say copy, but
it came out around the
Yeah,
same time.
I want to say
Based.
that there is a rift between
Mhm.
those two people.
Yeah.
Okay.
On who
I feel like
created
that's
what.
fair though,
Mm.
because like they're both like sandwormy esque people.
Because
with
I looked
teeth.
at it,
Yeah.
Star Wars Return of the Jedi came out 1983. The first Dune came out in 1984. So they were about made around
Yeah, but remember the
same-ish
books had
time.
been around
Yeah, it
for
was like
way
Star
longer.
Wars books. Yeah, I was like,
Mhm.
that's
George read the Dune book. That's why he got inspired to do like.
Really?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever looked up the inspiration behind Star Wars. I
You
know. I
you
feel
know
like
who has the Dune books and hasn't read it?
Joseph.
I'm still reading Heat 2.
I feel like I know
Dude,
more.
that book
Honestly,
is-
like
It's fucking hefty.
I don't know
Yeah.
if and when we'll ever cover them, but like I honestly know way more about like Lord of the Rings lore
Mhm.
and
Well,
background.
then you take charge on that one.
I had
Yeah.
side note because I feel like you guys would appreciate it. I had a meeting today at work, and everything was Lord of the Rings focus, and I was just like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Love it.
She literally, one of our supervisors came up with like a plan. It's like, this is the, if you were a Sam or a Frodo or someone else, this is like what your role would be if you are responsible for the ring or like there. And
He
then,
was the Lord of the Ring.
and literally her ending conversation is like, and if you're a Sam, you're just basically there along for the ride. And I was
That's fucked up. That is absolutely not true.
That is pretty fucked up.
Who
I'm not
is
gonna
this? Your
lie.
boss? Get her on the phone. That is not
Teams
true.
them right now.
How dare you?
I just wanted to share that because I literally sat in my meeting at like 7:45. I was like, damn, I should share this with everyone. That's when I had my headphones on. I was like, damn it, Joseph
She
would have
needs
enjoyed
to
this.
know that Sam could not carry the ring, but he could carry Mr. Frodo, and that's the only reason why they made it up that hill. Because of Sam. Sam carried the rest of the team.
You sure about that?
I'm absolutely
Yeah, that's
100%
exactly
sure
it.
about that. That's 100% what happened. I've seen that movie so many times.
I've only
Or
seen
Clerks
it twice.
2 describes it a little bit better.
They just walked and walked.
Yes.
You can watch our episode on that if you go back.
But I figured you guys would enjoy that.
Kind of forgot about that movie.
Lord of the Rings.
I think that's really silly.
I'll find the PowerPoint and I'll send you guys.
There was a
that.
PowerPoint. Yeah. Show me the slide decks, please.
I will.
Oh.
I feel like the Sarlacc was different enough because it's not a worm.
It's more like a pit, right?
It's a pit.
And the original
pit.
one, yeah, it's just a pit with teeth that like digests. And
But so are
things.
the worms in Dune. But I can't speak
But they
for the
move
original.
and
they
I
do
can't
shit.
speak for the original.
One standing.
It's just a pit?
It just
It's
so,
not a little.
And there's not multiple, right? It's just
No.
one, right?
Well, there are multiples.
Oh, there
it's
are?
A, it's
Oh,
a it's
okay.
an it's a creature or a.
It's like quicksand.
Well, I mean,
but a worm.
That's what I assumed it was
That's
slightly
what
like.
Yeah.
I attributed it to quicksand.
Yeah. It's a big pit that like it's like a Venus flytrap,
Yeah.
but then they added later to like also make it probably more different. So you'd be like, no, see, I did something different. I just didn't have the technology to make it different yet. They make it more like a plant.
Oh.
Like George right there at the end. I was like, damn.
No, yeah. That's because
And
that's
it
why.
slowly digests you over like 1,000 years. or
Yeah, like
some
a
shit.
Venus flytrap
Mm.
would. Like it closes and then it
I honestly don't know enough
And
about
Boba
it.
Never had
Fett's
a
the only
Venus
one to
flytrap?
ever climb
No,
out of
why
it,
would I
right?
have a
Or
Venus
there's other people who
flytrap?
fucking knows.
He had a jetpack.
Did you have a Venus
That's true.
flytrap growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you?
No,
Yeah,
fuck no.
we had one in our apartment.
Oh, was like,
We
was
had one
I
in our
the only
apartment.
one?
Not right now.
Did
When I
Did
met, yeah,
you
no,
have
yeah,
one?
I remember
Like,
you guys
let us
having
know.
Yeah,
one.
we had
Oh,
one.
I don't fucking remember.
They're $3.99 at Trader Joe's.
Why the fuck would I want one?
If you have flies,
flies
or
and shit.
anything, like you know when in like the summer when you have like
Carnivorous
little
plant.
gnats.
It eats.
Yeah, but why would I
Insects.
just want that? Especially with the cats, like they're gonna go up to it and it's gonna be like.
It doesn't. It doesn't work like that.
It does
Yeah.
work.
I don't fucking
I
know.
literally
I don't
would
have
put
one.
my finger on them.
Yeah, and then
like,
it just goes like. Eh.
it doesn't hurt. Can we go to Trader Joe's and buy one? So we can
No, I
experiment?
don't want one.
Anyway, it's like a carnivorous plant.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little worm thingy.
doesn't move.
It has little. It
It's
has.
just a pit.
It's well.
literally a pit.
So it's like it has roots and shit.
Sorry,
and
like
it's
pit.
like in the. It's like a sand flea or
Yeah.
like whatever, but it has this plant and it also has tremors tentacles that'll like pull it into.
It's
there.
like see, and the dune I feel like is more like Tremors.
Well,
Yes, because they're
also they
attracted to
move.
sound.
Tremors. It's a great movie.
So now we're in Endor.
No, we took 30 minutes like the movie just to
To
talk
get to that,
about
yeah.
it.
Exactly.
Just to talk about it.
Yeah, we get the Luke Leia scene where
They make out again.
they make out again.
Borderline.
Incest.
Luke pretty much tells her he's gonna go save their father, and she does the whole little whiny Skywalker thing where it's like, I can never know your powers. Yeah, I can understand it. Yeah.
Damn, they're all whiny little bitches, aren't they?
Oh,
It's
That's
a
the Skywalker
Skywalker thing.
Yeah, because even
Um,
isn't Kylo? Because Kylo's technically a Skywalker.
Yes, he is.
And he's a little whiny bitch too,
Mm-hmm.
It's a Skywalker
He takes
thing.
after his mother in that sense.
Mm.
dude. But the arrogance of his father, match made in heaven.
His obsession with his grandfather.
Slightly.
Well, it wasn't
gay?
until. I mean,
Then we get the whole, third act, big battle. There's a fight on Endor. There's a fight inside the Death Star. There's a fight outside. What'd you think of the pacing for all that? Do you think they did it well, or do you think it was just like a cluster of just shit happening everywhere at once?
it's kind of a clusterfuck, but everyone splits up, so you're just kind of jumping back and forth, and they want to show more of the Ewoks and like Chewie, like doing the what is the other one called? It's not the AT-AT, but it's the
Oh, the small one. Fuck.
something T. The chicken.
The chicken. The giant henge, the two legs.
Yeah, the one that just like the little 2-footer one. He's going around blasting all the
Oh, I don't know
all
what
the
it's called, though.
stormtroopers.
ATST,
There you go.
an all-terrain scout transport.
There you go. And then go ahead.
Is it AT-AT or is it AT-AT?
It's both.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
I've
an
always
acronym.
heard
It's-
both, so I
It's
just
an
was
acronym.
curious.
I've always known it as AT-AT. I've also heard it as AT-AT, and I go, it doesn't. It's like data or data.
Do you guys know what AT-AT stands for?
Is it all terrain? No, I'm just kidding.
It's like something all-terrain armored transport or some shit like that. Robot camel.
It's Robot Camel.
What? Really?
That's what it
Am I
is,
right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
All-terrain armored
Oh,
transport.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
It's like I know fucking Star
5
Wars.
points for
Griffin Puff.
Griffin.
Griffin Puff.
5 points for Griffin Puff.
5 points for Griffin Puff.
Thank
Ryan
you.
would be a Gryffindor
Mm,
if he was British.
Gryffindor, Hufflepuff.
no, I would be something.
Slytherin.
Something at the Livermore or whatever school.
Are you a Nerf herder?
I would. No, that's our word.
I knew herder.
Yeah. The pacing, it's a little. I feel like this movie is very disjointed in multiple aspects of it, but there are redeeming qualities of it that I could. It's a nice suspense building. I think is what they're going for. Is it good?
I think it's weak.
It's yeah.
I feel like this movie, in between 4, 5, and 6, I like 5. 4 is decent, and I feel like if you were to squish 5 and 6 together and make just one movie, kind of the same thing with like 2 and 3, it's perfect. I feel like 6 has a bunch of fluff towards the very beginning, and then all anyone ever really cares about is the very end of 6 anyways.
Yeah.
Where I feel like it's very forgettable. Like 6 to me is a very forgettable movie because I'm just like, it's slow, boom, 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 and I'm like, well, it's basically the extension of 5.
See, to me, I'm just like, we've gone through 6 of these movies in 4 weeks. Just fucking take me there already.
Yeah.
Take me there.
Take me there.
And-
Pacing is off.
Yeah.
Pacing is off. But
Like I honestly feel like when we watched like because we always watch like the Family Guy version of these and I'm like I honestly at this point feel like Seth MacFarlane when I'm just like, yeah, we're fucking talking about it, man. Like we're there, we're getting there. Like if we had to cover 7, can you imagine if we have to cover 7, 8, 9 after this week? I can't take it.
I think you would just put the camera on Joseph for like 6 hours, and he would just go on a rant, and we could do our.
I have a friend, an old coworker that will go tit for tat with you on 7, 8, and 9. Like that's all. He literally went on like an hour-long rant of like, of 8 for sure. Like it just like, oh, it's insane. But
And then that ended up not even being the worst one.
no.
That one still kind of holds up now.
I would love to eventually get there to talk about it. I just like I need a break from the Star Wars after this.
I literally
I agree.
I haven't watched those since they came out. I have
Same.
returned to various other properties several times.
I think honestly, besides like I love Phantom Menace. Like I don't know why it sticks with me so much.
That's your shit.
But I just love it. But on the flip side of that, outside of that, honestly, my favorite Star Wars property is honestly Mandalorian. I love Mandalorian.
Is it
I thought it was great.
Pedro Pascal.
I don't know if it's just him, but just like I like everything about it. It just kind of takes me back to. I don't know about I never saw the one with Jack Black. I didn't see that
Season
far.
3?
Yeah, I didn't see season
that's
3.
the other thing too.
But
is
like season 1, Mandalorian was like
good.
I was like, this is great. I feel like it's keeping my interest. I'm intrigued with what's going on. It's not having to do with like kind of more Skywalker-y type stuff.
For 2 seasons, I was like,
I was in.
we're
Yeah,
back.
I was in.
I'm
I was
like-
locked in. Yeah.
I felt like I was back, like watching Star Wars when I was like a younger kid.
Yeah,
I was like, this
like,
is
it
my
was great.
shit.
Yeah, I
You're
loved
hitting
it.
all Favreau's hitting all the beats I need for a Star Wars like property to be used right. And then 3 happened, and I'm like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. See, I never saw 3, so that's why
So, we all know that I'm in love with Pedro Pascal.
we know this.
No way.
We
know
all
this.
are.
We all are. I actually did not care for Pedro that much. I loved him in Game of Thrones, and I liked him in Narcos, but I didn't actually like fully become obsessed with Pedro Pascal until The Mandalorian came out. I love The Mandalorian, and I very much agree with Joseph where like season 3 came out, I'm like, I still love you.
Tainted it.
But like it was very tainted, and I feel like I don't know if he is the savior for Star Wars for me.
Did someone say he was? At this point, I don't.
I
Think
feel like
anybody can save Star
I'm very
Wars.
over Star Wars at this point.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody can save it at this point, unless we took a break from it for 20 years and then came back to it.
I don't know about 20, but
Well, I mean,
take an extended
take a break.
hiatus,
Yeah, take a
a
break.
break,
Focus on
whatever you
something
want
There's
to call
too
it.
much. There's too much Star Wars being shoved down my throat,
Yeah.
and I want to watch Andor because I do love Diego Luna too.
Love Diego.
But is it too much Star Wars now? I feel like it's too much. And then on a side note, so when we watch Star Wars, any movie, I like to have the subtitles on. So you have the TV show Andor. It's spelled Andor. But then episode 6, when you watch it, it's Endor. Is it the same planet? Different planet?
No, Andor is
There's Andor and Endor.
Endor is the planet. Andor is isn't it the guy?
Are you judging me?
It's the guy.
Yeah, Andor's
right?
the guy. Andor's the guy from Rogue One. Andor
His
is the
name
planet.
it's like it's something.
It's the
it's his
same
last name,
fucking
right?
thing.
Hey, Joseph, we listen,
Some-
we
no,
don't
I
judge.
remember what.
I don't
He
remember what his
fucking
full name
judges.
is, but I know it's his name.
Diego
His
Luna's
first-
character?
I think this is the last name. I think his first name starts with the C, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like
Calcian Andor or something like that.
something.
Yeah.
I feel like at this
Calstus.
point, and this is like
Calcustus.
my broad.
Cassian Andor.
There you
Yeah. At this
So
point,
he's named after a planet?
It's
No,
not the same
no.
thing.
Yeah, that's Andor
Oh
thing.
my
It's
God.
the C.
Yeah, we're talking about Andor. We're talking about
Not
The
the same
planet
thing.
Yeah.
is Endor
Yeah.
with
With an E.
And
His
Andor.
last name is Andor.
It just happens to be similar.
It's just
Oh, bro, you're right. You're just not getting it. It's,
just
like,
happens
it's
to be
Andor.
similar.
Andor.
Anyway, I feel like at this is my broad Star Wars Disney statement of just like Disney needs to stop. They need to go back to like their 90s where they're coming up with like new shit, no more sequels, no more of the same shit. Like Pixar does great and that's cool, but like they need to take a break and just like kind of just they need to focus their energy, their time, their money into into Disney movies, because I feel like the Disney movies that we've been getting are just very lackluster. Nobody's really picking up on it. And then, like, I swear to God, if I hear that they're making another Toy Story, like, I know they're coming out with 5, but if they have a 6 after this, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
You know they will, right?
Just ruin
Like-
it. Just,
Like, three was where it should have ended.
Yes.
It was so beautiful.
it was the perfect.
It was the perfect
send-off.
cap.
The perfect ending.
We all cried. Like, just stop.
Some of us did. Some of us didn't.
Some of us are heartless, and some of us are. No, I'm just kidding.
It was the perfect thing of like when you're done, like, you're growing up, your toys are done.
It was perfect.
Transferring it to the next generation.
Mhm.
Donate
Yes.
your toys, like keep them alive, keep
Yes.
children like.
The franchise is over.
perfect
Let's start
ending.
something new. No, it's
Well,
2,
no,
4,
we're
and
just
5.
rogue toys running around the forest.
But
You
I
just
feel,
tell me that's
but
out there in the
I-
world.
But I also slightly, like, with that, I understand that, like, right now, nostalgia is very much in. It's very profitable right now. So I understand where they're going for, but at the same time, like, I feel like you could somehow use that, but in a different way.
They're just gonna
You know
make
what I
live
mean?
action Tangled again.
No
All
more
mark-
live action.
mark my
Stop
words.
it.
All
I know they're
Disney-
doing Hercules. I
Ever
know they're doing
since
Hercules.
Snow White bombed, all Disney live actions have been paused.
Did they pause Hercules?
They paused everything. Lilo and Stitch, as of right now, is the only Disney live action in. I mean, obviously, it's coming out. It comes
Yeah,
out literally
comes out this
today.
weekend,
Yeah.
or-
Yeah, it
or,
comes
yeah.
out this weekend. Where
Yes, tonight,
it is
yeah.
the only last live action Disney to have a release date. Everything else is
It's on pause.
completely paused. However, I think if Lilo and Stitch does well, which is projected to do well, they'll be like, green light everything else.
Honestly, I feel like Hercules will just be like Percy Jackson.
I'm okay with Hercules being a live action, but
feel like
the
it's gonna be
concept
Percy
of
Jackson.
Hercules, I don't want it.
Well, it was going to be called Hades. It was going to be.
It's not.
It
It's
was going to be based off the Hades POV.
basically Hades Town. But
That's what's
Hades
So it would have been
Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I honestly didn't mind it. Sorry, I know this is not Star Wars, but I don't know.
I didn't
just,
hate
I feel
it,
like Disney
Maleficent.
Just kidding. It's a joke.
slap you.
I'm just kidding.
I pulling it in.
I'm kidding.
I didn't mind Maleficent,
Maleficent.
but I feel like Disney is just at this point like they need to pause on Star Wars.
They need to pause.
They just need to cool it.
I feel like they were just trying to throw content onto Disney Plus.
yeah.
Yes.
And then it. All right, we got enough.
Give me Battlefront 3, and then you could pause. And then you could do.
Well,
nothing.
that's EA. That's not even Disney.
No, it's Disney now.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
fucking god. So does Disney own Blizzard now too?
I don't know.
Wait, what?
I know Disney. EA. That's why
Video
EA
games.
can't make Battlefront because they're like, well, Disney's doing their own
They
thing with
do?
Star Wars.
I didn't know that.
Does Blizzard own Battlefront?
No,
It's-
but I think Blizzard is part of EA.
Yeah.
Or EA acquired Blizzard.
Mm.
Disney acquired EA, or they just acquired the property.
Acquired the property
because they just license it. It's not like
Yeah.
EA owns that shit.
Yeah, the people are like, we want Battlefront 3, but the Disney's like, well, once you see what we're doing at Fortnite, we're gonna have like our own separate like Star Wars Fortnite land at some point, and
I mean,
you guys
I
are gonna
don't
buy
hate it.
I know you don't, but I fucking love Battlefront, so I would prefer to have another Battlefront game than Star Wars and Fortnite. That's
So Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. Throne Room. Throne Room.
All of
is
us.
probably my favorite part.
The
of the
vibes
movie.
there.
The throne room where they don't give Chewie the medal.
No, the Emperor's.
Yeah, wrong movie.
Wrong movie.
I was like, he's like the throne room.
But yeah, when Palpatine, Vader, Luke all in the same room, and Luke's the only one that comes out alive from that. Vader finally becomes Anakin Skywalker again. Saves his son, sacrifices himself basically to throw Palpatine to his death.
Is he the Return of the Jedi because he goes back to his Jedi ways?
Yes.
Yes.
Technically, yes.
That is-
No, that does count.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, he's coming back to being.
Because essentially he's the chosen one because he did defeat
Yeah.
the Sith.
Hooray!
Let me look at you with my own eyes.
Mm.
Yeah, and then he turns into a California raisin.
Do love that lightsaber duel. I think it's really good, especially when like Luke's hiding in the darkness and Vader's just kind of like going through, and then he brings up Leia, and then you're just like, oh fuck, and you kind of see like a glimpse of like what Luke would be in the dark side, but then once he sees that his hand's also robotic and chopped off, that's when he stops and basically gives himself up for Palpatine to kill him. So I dug it. I do like that redemption arc for Vader at the end there. It's the
Oh, I
only
love
thing.
it. Yeah, I think that's great.
I love it. Yeah,
I didn't like the added shit.
the no. Yeah, I didn't need the no added
It's not
there.
needed.
The what?
In the original part of that scene where he's like, ugh, and then Darth Vader's just looking at him. He's just looking, and then he just like picks him up and he throws him down.
Mm-hmm.
And then they added later on, after they put in the whatever that song is, they added no.
Oh, they did. Oh, I didn't.
And he like throws him to no. Yeah,
it's way better with him not saying anything and just doing
it's unneeded because obviously his actions are. No,
that's the moment. Yeah.
I also didn't care for like Luke being like, "Father, help me!" Like at this point, he's not. He's not your dad. He's not your dad.
Yeah.
You're not my dad.
Probably from like him being now very force sensitive, like he probably sees and feels his presence and how he was, and he's trying to preserve that part of him.
Are you talking about
Luke?
Luke is
preserving,
trying to get because he's now force sensitive.
Oh, so he gets a sense of who he was beforehand.
That's what I'm assuming. That's my personal take on it.
Whatever good Luke feels in him, he's trying to get fully out.
I feel that there's still good in him, and he can like see like kind of like when he was like, no, like the prophecy is this, blah blah blah. Like I can kind of feel in a certain each way in direction of time.
Yeah,
like how it could be.
Oh my god, you saying that? So like, just recasted everybody in my brain for Star Wars.
What is it now?
So I do this thing where I always cast everybody. I feel like I'm Luke. I'm Luke now. I had you as Luke.
So if you're Luke,
you're still Leia. You're still Han. Get over it. It is what it is.
I'm just Chewie now.
No, you're just Lando from Fortnite.
Yeah. Now you could be Lando.
Fortnite Lando.
You're just Fortnite Lando.
I was originally Lando because I was like, it doesn't fucking whatever.
Coolest man in the galaxy.
Damn, I'm the annoying little whiny bitch who's obsessed with his dad. And has a sister.
Oh. Hey.
But you've never made out with your sister. That I know of.
That's so true.
That
no,
I
have
know
not.
of.
No, I have not.
Yeah.
Shockingly, the Death Star 2 blows up, just like the first one does.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought that it would happen again?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Did they do it through the hole?
Yeah,
they go through that little thing. And
they always go through the hole.
Instead of shooting down it, they gotta like go inside to the middle. See, it's different now.
No.
But I mean,
a lot more layers in that bad
Most
boy.
of the time, when you want to be successful in something, you really got to go right in the hole and then just get it right in there.
Deep in that hole too, like right in that spot.
Yep.
Yeah. You got to find the right little,
Lando was definitely in there.
He was.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then we get this big celebration, and I know the newer ones show like all the different planets celebrating. I never noticed fucking that.
They do.
Yeah,
Huh.
they never noticed that in the Coruscant scene they're like bringing down a statue of Palpatine. I was like, that's pretty sick.
That is pretty sick.
Yeah.
I would keep that. That's cool. That's a cool addition.
Yeah,
because now that you have the
because they show you Naboo again, like everything that we've seen throughout the 6 movies, you see all those planets celebrating the fall of Palpatine and the Empire. So I was cool. And then you get, young Anakin with old Obi-Wan.
Fucking sense.
I've been thinking about this. So I actually am okay with it, and I agree with it because I feel like that was when he reached his peak of like Jedi-ism.
You could say that. I think it's because when I say that guy, because like obviously it's supposed to be him. Like you never see him except for 5 seconds without his helmet on, and you can't have him be a Force ghost in the fucking
in the suit.
As you know him as Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Just I'm still this. Oh shit!
Yeah, he's still that. So he is. He is
back?
his most natural, like truest form. I feel like Yoda's always looked like a cream. Like,
a green goblin.
Yoda has always looked like you threw Kermit the Frog in a microwave too long. Like that's always how he looked. And then
100%,
I feel like I honestly with what is it with Obi-Wan? I feel like you could have done either. I feel like you could have done Ewan McGregor or you could have done the older guy.
At that point, you've spent more time with Obi-Wan as an adult, or as like an elderly figure.
And I feel like that's when he truly became like more wise in his ways because he's already gone through.
It's like, it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? But
So why do you sound like John Lennon?
because that's how Alec Guinness sounds.
It's just
The
funny.
Death Star.
We had
Um,
fun on the Death Star.
I wonder if they would actually hang out like as Force Ghosts. You know what I mean? Because they're all looking at each other like we're all here together, and I feel like maybe
Grabbing a beer?
Yeah, Yoda would have been like, "Fuck you." I don't. Why? Maybe Obi-Wan would have been like, "Yes, you're here now," but I don't know.
You think they'd be playing football and then Obi-Wan's just like,
Yeah.
I have the high
And
ground.
then Qui-Gon was just kind of like,
Yeah, where the fuck is Qui-Gon?
no, I feel like they added that in later too, where it was in
The
Obi-Wan,
Obi-Wan series
yeah.
where he pops up at the end.
Did
Yeah.
Qui-Gon not become one with the Force
Yeah, he did.
because
Oh, he
he,
did. He
actually
did.
died?
No, he
No,
did.
yeah.
He did.
No.
Yeah.
Well, then where the fuck was
That's
Qui-Gon?
why I
He
until
shows up in
Obi-Wan
the
came
Obi-Wan
out.
show.
That's some bullshit.
Until Obi-Wan came out, that's what I always said. He never got a chance to become one with the Force because he was struck down before he turned into his robes.
Yeah, because they did have that moment in Obi-Wan because he heard a noise or whatever, and like Obi-Wan turns around, he's like, Qui-Gon, like it's like Boo with the like kitty,
Yeah.
like at the door, and you're just like,
Yeah, because like the second to last
See
scene
hair.
we see of Obi-Wan is Yoda.
Kitty!
He's like, I have a new training for you. He's like, training? What the fuck? And he's like, you could talk to like your master. And he's like, all right, cool. But then you don't really get the training part. He just pops up at the end.
That's gonna be in Obi-Wan season 2.
Are they getting a season
so
2?
yeah, when
No.
Obi-Wan went to Tatooine to like train with his master, so does that just like, do they schedule these things in like Microsoft Office, or like do they?
Yeah, they teams
Does
each other.
he just pop up out of nowhere? He's just like, man, Obi-Wan, or he's like, Qui-Gon, it's fucking 3 a.m, man. Like, I need to sleep. Or he's like right in the middle of like jerking it to some like sand people or something, and he's just like, it's my time.
yeah. Oh, I'll come back later.
Yeah, oh shit, I'm so sorry. I don't know. Those questions I have.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's a thing. Their choices were made.
Yeah.
Things were changed. That's as he sees it.
It's a story.
So, random question for you two, since you guys are the biggest Star Wars fans that I
Nerds.
know. I was trying to say it nicely than Marissa was, but would you have been fine if Star Wars just ended at Episode 6?
Yep.
Like you had 1 through 6,
Yeah, I would have been fine with that.
no more anything else.
I would have been fine.
Well, especially now too that they've branched off into so many TV shows and other like Rogue Ones, and I feel like that would.
I liked
fine.
Rogue One though. I stay on the record on that I really enjoyed them.
Had they brought Star Wars back that way, where like little side stories that took place in the franchise
Solo,
that's not really
But just
connected.
just end the
I didn't know Solo,
Skywalker.
yeah.
I like the idea of Solo.
I did too. It was executed not great.
Yeah, it was executed terribly, but I like the idea. Sorry.
I thought you were going to say something. Oh yeah.
Over Star Wars?
Yeah.
But then,
Because then they made the decision. I was also hyped too because I was like, new fucking Star Wars. That's sick. But I was also very skeptical because of how the prequels were.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point in time, I was still kind of feeling a certain way about the prequels, which after 7, 8, 9 came out, I was like, fucking prequels are sick, dude. That's the best.
When they dropped the teaser trailer for Force Awakens on Black Friday, dude, I remember just being like, we're so fucking back, not knowing that the
Yeah,
road.
you were so excited.
I was,
For Force
I really was.
Awakens.
Damn it.
But it just.
Didn't
I don't hate Force Awakens. I don't hate it.
It's
It's
the
better
best
than Attack
one.
of the Clones. It's better
yeah.
They
than.
were setting up shit, and I was like, okay, we can go, fine. But then I feel like people took the reins. That's funny.
Was Force Awakens the one we watched at the Westwood premiere?
No, that was Rise of Skywalker, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when we watched
Yeah.
in Long Beach.
I think
right?
JJ had some ideas, and then Johnson came in and was just like, don't like that. Let's do this. And I think that's the problem with like not having that
Brains.
George be the writer. You could have different directors, but like as long as you have one guy that's writing it out, so you could then have those directors come in and execute the vision.
Do we really want George writing?
No,
Well, what I want him to do is like he's set up things, have a Bible, let's call it that, and then they can work off of the Bible.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Like a character Bible, and like I want to do this, that, and the other. Well,
I mean, we've seen that though, where like a Bible is given and then they kind of take it off key anyway in several properties.
I feel like Star Wars is one of those where there's so many. Where like the phrase like too many cooks in the kitchen come
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Where there's like Jon Favreau who does the TV shows, and then there's other people.
Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni.
Yeah, those
and
people.
And the other guy that I still can't remember his name. I should have looked it up. Star Killer guy. I forget what his name
Oh
is.
yeah, look up the guy that played voiced Darth Maul in the Clone Wars for me, please, if you can.
Because like just tell him like this is my vision. This is how I want this shit to end. I don't care how you do it.
Sam Witwer.
Yeah, get there.
Yeah.
Just land this ship here.
I mean, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yes, but that wasn't completed.
Yeah, but they had a meeting with
That's how he said he
him,
would end
and that's
the
how
series.
he said he would end it. Which, like, I don't know if I trust.
It seemed
All of
it felt
that?
a tonal change had happened too in that last season.
I think so too. I agree. And I think if he were to ever finish the series, he would do a complete 180 and do something completely different.
because everyone hated. He's like, now I get to do something else.
He will do whatever
Yeah.
he wants. He will
That
Set
or
them up for
that or
failure,
they
to
just
be
or
honest.
that or
Opposite.
they just like took shortcuts because I feel like I don't know. I wasn't upset with how it was ended. I just wish they
was.
would have taken a little bit longer and would have fanned out a few more things.
I felt like they did rush it a little bit.
They
Yeah.
did. Well, HBO said like it was so expensive to continue making this show, and he was
Yeah.
supposed to end his book series
Forever ago,
Oh, 100%, yeah.
in like the early
You mean
2000s.
back in the 1800s.
Yeah, and he was just like, "Man, I
My
got
friend
this."
J.R.R. Tolkien.
But I think like going back to like Star Wars, I feel like there's so many people like who are like, do this, no, do this, no, do this. But you know what would be great? Another TV show, another cartoon, or even like the random like. I think one time we were in like a hotel and I put like the random like Star Wars Disney Junior cartoon for Joseph, and he was just like, take this shit off right now.
You know what would be great is if they just stop.
no more Star
they
Wars?
Just, No,
Yes.
if they just stop letting all the voices. People like these ideas because it was just one voice coming at you with a storyline of something they created, and it was just one single story. It was one single narrative. And like, I don't know why we have to stray and try to make things a certain way or try to include things that are like trendy or whatever the case is. You
Woke.
like this shit because it was written how it was written, when it came out, how it came out, and whose brain it came out of. So I don't understand why we have to do like, oh, well, make sure you add this, and this, and make sure that there's plenty of this in there, and then you got to do. Like, no, just keep it. Like, why do you got to take it away? Everybody
became
already
famous for
loves
one
it.
reason.
Yeah, it's already big enough.
But I feel like
and
that's
it's big
the
for a
problem
reason.
with woke culture is that you have to adapt to the times, and sometimes I feel like a lot of things like they forget like their original message because they've gone too woke, or like it's too woke to introduce this character.
But there are some things where, and this is where, like, sorry, we're gonna sidestep for a minute, but like this is where woke culture needs to kind of like take a step back and pause, because like there are some things that you literally cannot have woke culture in. Like if we're doing a movie and it is based on Abraham Lincoln, you're gonna have to have somebody who looks like Abraham Lincoln playing Abraham Lincoln. That's just how it was. That's who it was. Mm-hmm. And yes, unfortunately, America did have slaves, which is unfortunate that it happened, but it did happen. And I think that the more that we talk about that, the better off we will be, because we will learn from our mistakes and going into the future. And like, yeah, unfortunately, it is going to be what it is.
It's American history.
But it's American history. It's history in general, and like we can learn from it. So like with Star Wars, you have this great idea with wonderful characters that are like lavishly written out, and like yes, there's a whole universe and everything, and absolutely explore it. But like, why do we have to keep going back to the Skywalkers? Why do we have to keep going back? Why even for 4, 5, and 6? Why do we have to like make it's the Death Star 2.0? Hey, like
I think
the
it's
same
because
thing.
they're scared.
Mm-hmm.
They're scared because they know that, well, we just want to keep doing things that'll keep us generating money forever.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
if
like,
people
take
were
a-
scared,
take
then
a
we wouldn't
risk
get some of the stuff. We wouldn't
and
get
do
some
some
of the stuff
shit
that we
that's
have.
new, and people will be like, it'll either come or it won't. But
I feel like it's very twofold, where I know like you guys have said it, like Star Wars is a very toxic fan base where people only want to continue talking about the Skywalker trilogy because that's all they know about Star Wars. And then there's the others like you were, it's like, do something outside of the Skywalker trilogy, where like I enjoyed Mandalorian, but as soon as they brought the Sky, I understand it happens like in their realm.
I like the way that they handled that.
Yes,
just
where
him
it's not about
coming
them.
and then just leaving.
They introduce and then they leave.
Yeah.
Where I feel like that's fine, but I feel like Star Wars is such a toxic fan base where it's like, if you don't do about the Skywalkers, you'll upset like half your fan base. If you don't go away from the Skywalkers, the other half will be upset like, well, Star Wars is about the Skywalkers and yada yada yada. And it's like,
Is it?
No.
no.
There you go.
It's not called the Skywalker Wars. It's called Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with they do like little hints to it, or like if they show something in the background that's like Skywalker related, or they say something like, "Yeah, my neighbor," like he said something about a lightsaber one time, and you're like, "Oh,
My
Be
neighbor.
a little whiny little kid over here in Tatooine.
yeah.
God damn, he was annoying as shit.
yeah." For some reason, somebody came down and burned his uncle, aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
with
Yeah, my
Chris
neighbors
for-
Owen and Baru got torched.
Told
That's
those
crazy.
idiots.
Told them the
But I
HOA is
feel
going
like
to
Tell
come
them that
for
blue
you.
milk won't go for them, but they kept drinking it. They got vaporized. They got the wrong droids. I don't know, man.
I told him that blue milk make him sick. Nope.
It's all about green milk with a little bit of tahini.
Just
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what you do? You put a little tahini in the blue milk?
Green milk.
The
milk
green
has
milk.
tahini.
I don't know if I've had the green one.
It's like
I've had none.
I had the blue one. It was whatever.
None.
yeah.
Blue
It
milk
needs a
is
little
sweet.
bit
The
of-
green milk is more
Like citrusy or something?
citrusy,
Yeah.
and then with a little bit
Melony.
of tahini.
Melanie. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it's like, not
Cantaloupe
Midori,
based.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the only thing I like is that coffee thing.
Oh, they have so many.
Coffee's good too.
The,
Cocoa Puffs.
the
The
one
cold
with
brew
cocoa
calf?
puff. Yeah, that one. That's the only thing that I like. Well, I can't eat a bunch of the other stuff because the wraps have like sesame in it.
Yeah.
And
In the bread?
Everything.
Everything
have
there.
hummus,
Basically,
yeah.
everything there is.
I think the vegetable one has like a hummus type of thing, and then like the bread has sesame in
God
it.
damn,
So it's
dude.
like, trying to kill me, Disney.
I'm over there just, Tonto wrap.
Wanto wrap.
Pronto wrap.
You love the
And
red
I've heard they're
wraps.
so good too. That's
pretty
why I'm so
fucking good.
upset.
I've never
They're
had
not
one.
that great. I
So
just
what
like
am I
them.
going to do? Eat
I
a
can't even have
bunch?
the shawarma in fucking Marvel
That
land.
shit's
No,
probably
you can
cold and lukewarm.
You
anyway.
can have the vegetarian one because the vegetarian one doesn't have hummus. It has tzatziki inside it.
So upset with life.
It's still in the non or in a
But you might
pita.
worry about the pita bread.
I'm always worried about. Yeah, because
Also-
even the fucking Disney, what is it? The San Francisco
San
sourdough bread.
Francisco.
No, the sourdough bread.
sourdough
Oh,
bread.
boudin.
Yeah. No? Is that
Boudin.
It's
Boudin?
just sourdough bread.
Is it
yeah,
boudin?
This is just boudins. Yeah.
Is it? Why does that not sound? I don't know. What
It's
it sounds
boudin.
like.
It's boudin. But I remember I told Marissa one time, I was like, "Do you know that the boudin bread has sesame flour in it?"
It does.
Yeah, that was a big revelation.
That was
You're
huge.
so
Yeah.
Well, no, because for
welcome.
my birthday, I was just getting fed that sourdough bread by a friend of ours, and I was just like, "Oh, it's so good! It's sourdough bread. It's not going to hurt me," and then dying by the end of the night.
You're so welcome. I saved your life
Not really. It was after the
Cut all
fact.
this
after the fact.
I'm so
was
sorry.
inside baseball.
Inside
I'm so
baseball.
sorry. I'm
jokes.
sorry.
All right, so let's review. Star Wars
Please.
Episode 6.
I don't really know if there's much more to say.
Richard,
about
yeah,
it.
I mean,
we got to the
It's
ending,
very
you know.
disjointed. It's very discombobulated. We're going this way. We're getting drugged that way.
Mhm.
It's a movie.
Mm.
It's an ending.
Who wants to take the lead on this one?
I can
Go.
do it if you want. Like I said, it's disjointed. It's no.
Everything I just said.
There are definitely redeeming qualities to this. The lightsaber battle between Luke and Darth Vader and the Palpatine. It's dead, not dead. Blah 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 blah. I like them not going to Tatooine at the end. I like being on a different planet. This obviously just outside of Skywalker Ranch somewhere in Northern California in the Redwoods somewhere.
Hey, decent wine.
Mhm.
Decent wine.
For me, like I said, I wouldn't give it an A+ for sure. It would definitely be a more of a B territory. I'm probably gonna go. Oh damn, 3.5.
2.
Okay.
Hey, that's all
it.
that needs to be said. We said what we needed to say.
Yeah, we got you. You heard us.
I feel like this one is just so rushed. I feel like my biggest thing is I always just jumble them together.
2.5.
No.
2.5. 2.75.
Solid 3.
2.88.
3.
2.88.
We pushed her into the. No, what do you actually feel like it should be?
Oh, she likes the Ewoks. 3.5.
I love the Ewoks, and they're my saving grace for this movie. I think outside of if you were to take the Ewoks out, I feel like this movie would be at like a 0. No, that's too much.
Fuck.
That's too much. It'd be at like a 2 for me. But since the Ewoks are there, I feel like a 2.75 to a 3. But for the sake of just keeping it at a round number, I'm gonna go 3.
3 yub nubs.
Yeah,
3 num yubs.
3 green milks.
If it wasn't for the Vader, Luke, Emperor third act scene, I would probably be at a 2. But because of that, I am at a 3. I'm at a 3 with this, just because of the
Dang.
Vader, Luke, Palpatine dynamic, the way it ends, the fact that Luke goes in there with the 2 most powerful Sith and is the last person walking out, saves his father, brings back the Chosen One. The conclusion of that storyline, I love. So I'm at a 3 for episode 6. What did we do for the other ones? What was the other ratings for 1, 2, or 2,
Would you guys like to know?
3, 5, and 6?
Yeah, did you keep track of them?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's-
of the entire
thank
season.
you.
Would you like to know the average of our group or individually?
The average of our group for each movie.
Okay, Star Wars: Attack of the Clone Wars. We averaged a 2. Revenge.
Same shit.
New title.
Revenge of the Sith. We averaged a 3.75. Empire Strikes Back. We're at a 4.3125.
Only because you guys both gave it 5s.
Yes, you
As it
guys
should.
did. You guys were the outliers. And then Return of the Jedi, we were at a 2.875.
Yeah.
So our ranking goes
Fair.
from worst to best: Attack of the Clone Wars, Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, Empire Strikes Back.
What did I give Attack of the Clones?
So we just go in order.
2.5.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
essentially
yeah, I
what
was going
we-
to say, I
Yeah.
rated it a little
In,
bit higher
in
than
watch
some.
order, or was someone
No,
jumbled?
you did 2, then 6, then 3, then 5.
Oh, you're going up. You're
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
up. Okay. I thought you were going down like, oh no, yeah, episode 2, we highest rated.
Highest
episode
rated.
2.
No, that was the lowest rated.
Yeah, that was the lowest rated.
I was like,
5
what?
at
will
the end
say,
of the last.
You gave Revenge of the Sith better than Attack of the Clone Wars. I think
Clones,
you like
Attack-
Attack of the Clone Wars better.
bugging me
No,
now.
wait, sorry.
Let her.
you like
I
the
think it's
best,
funny,
not the
dude.
best.
Let her
Other
do
prequels,
it.
right? 1?
The
Phantom?
1 is my favorite,
Okay,
but I don't
that's
think
right.
we rated
We didn't rate
1.
1.
We
No,
didn't
no,
rate
no.
one because we were talking sequels.
I would probably go, if I were to do 1 through 6 really quick, I'm not going to give an explanation. I'm just going to go. I would do...
From best to worst or
from
worst to best?
From best to worst, I would say 4, 1, 3, 5, 2, 6. I think. Yeah. 1, 5, 3, 2, 6. Yeah. 1, 5, 3. Yeah. And a lot of that too is just nostalgic reasons because like I said, like the year that I was born and just like what I saw in theaters, like, and what I saw first was a lot of like the prequels first. So like, I think that's just like nostalgia sinking in. So yes, maybe had I grown up with 4, 5, and 6 first and then saw 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, then maybe like I would feel differently. I think out of 4, 5, and 6, 4 is my favorite for some reason. I don't know why, but
It starts an adventure.
yeah, because
How's
I
that?
like it in that order. Like I would say like 4 is my favorite, then 5, then 6. So, and I don't mind. And then 7, 8, 9 is the same. I would do 7, 9, 8 maybe.
I have to think this through for my own.
Yeah, just with no explanation. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to take over.
Your ratings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Rogue One. You can throw that in there somewhere.
Number 1.
Probably be in the middle somewhere.
It's high, yeah.
Yeah.
It's higher than other ones, that's for sure.
I like the idea of Solo.
Yeah, I like the idea of Solo more than what they did for sure.
Yeah, if it was executed well,
Executed
it'd probably
poorly.
be up in like the top 3. But
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
fell flat. That's all.
yeah, I like Lord of the Rings, and then no, I'm just kidding. And then 2, 1.
I like the money pit.
I like the money pit.
All right, with all that being said, you guys let us know what's your ranking of the Star Wars movies. You want to throw 7, 8, 9 in there, go for it. Let us know what you like, don't like. We would love to see your guys' opinions about that. As always, thanks for watching. Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification button so you know when we upload every single Monday. And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for listening. Until next time, the podcast, a show so sublime. Marissa, Mooney, Joseph, and Ryan signing off with glee. Join us next episode for more sequel revelry.